Hey, my boys. Hey, Alexa, what day is it? Hey, Alexa, what day is it today?
It's Saturday, December 21st.
Oh, it's Saturday. I have my days all mixed up. And when I went to court, okay, Grandma wants visitation now. She's trying to fight visitation. She's in the process of it. That costs money. And that's a lot of money. And it's disgusting. What I went in there, um, I still shake. Okay, wait, I get it is like a dog, like a chihuahua shaking. I got like that. And I got like that the first time. This time, I got like that, but not as much. And I'm like, oh, I got like that before. I'll get like that before, where your jaws, your bone is just shaking out of your body. That comes next. So I know that um, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Um, the time is now 11, 10:11. I put happy birthday, just kidding, because that is the just kidding is it's an inside joke with my family. Um, it's mirror imaging of my aunt's birthday. From what I can remember, what I can remember with my times that I make up, I'll make different times. Let me show you boys my alarms. I have a bunch of alarms that go by alarms. A lot of them are off and a lot of them are on. Gotta change. And I don't know my left and my right, even though I am a left-handed. My boys, because I guess I'm all traumatized. I'm traumatized. My brain's overworked. I am, yeah, like it's in the DNA. So whatever my mom did, she royally fucked up with me. But I can only, like my dad's like, go to her because she's going to be the one helping you heal. And I hate her. But people are using her as well. And yesterday, like I'm watching her reaction and she's telling me she's scared. She was scared. And my mom is so fucking like spoiled with her fucking princess bed over there and her fucking Chris. Chris has been in an abusive relationship, and it's like if she's been in an abusive relationship with the fucking drunk, um, yeah, like anybody who knows Lauren Tapia, if you say he was the nicest drunk ever, wow, you're really full of it. Like I only I hated people using people to drink. Like when he drink, he can't handle anything. He can't. Um, which is sad, which is really sad because it's like you really want him to die acting the fool he is. All right, you guys are all fake. I'm gonna just all right. Let's see how much abuse I can really take with this fucker. So every time he come home and he come home mean, depending on how he come home, if he come home like an asshole, then he will get the princess treatment. I will set him up. There's many ways. Um, but the people who behind it, that's where I'm finding out because it's Sam's Club that's involved here. I'm not stupid. Um, because he would come home of my boys like black eyes sometimes, bruised up. And they had like a boxing match at one time during lunchtime. Meanwhile, it's overnight here. It's overnight. People act stupid. Um, let's see. When you grow up, my boys, you learn in work environment that you have a home, you have a home life, and then work, you have a work family, and then you have a personal family. Sometimes that work, you have a work wife now. And then that work wife knows all about your family at home. Well, your work wife now wants kids. Your work wife now is they're trying to hatch a plan. That's all how it starts. Sometimes a work wife has a work husband at work. It's same thing. Um, which I which Michael Jackson I think pops up a lot in that situation, which I don't know why, but as a child, I feel like that, like Santa's kissing Santa Claus, stuff like that. I think that's seen another point of view. Anyways, growing up, that was a bigger fear. That was the biggest fear of divorce. Watching my mom talk so much shit on my half sister's mother was disgusting. And some of it is like, I don't know, because you're pretty much doing the same thing to my dad, and that's why he's not here. He had two men attacking him, which he didn't make the best decisions either, but that man had childhood traumas, and I don't want my boys acting like my dad, because my dad did have a big heart. My dad did want everyone to be on the road safe. If he found out your car was not working or had something wrong with it, or a broken windshield or something, anything, he would pay for it right then and there. He fix it. um and money was no issue. And I saw him try to make amends with Mandy and Michelle, and Mandy and Michelle, my older sisters, wouldn't give him the time of day, wouldn't give him the bonding time that he actually wanted. He would give them all this money or just hand him shit. And when he told me about Zeus, he's a storyteller. He would tell me stories, and when they told me about Zeus, I'd get some other things, and then Zeus would bring up daughters, and then Athena would come up. And it's just a lot of family secrets are coming out. That's a lot of war, and we already have war amongst ourselves, and there's also war outside. And if you look at war outside, then you'll realize it'll all come down little. That it all comes down to love, like who you love, and jealousy and stuff. Um, be truthful on coming forward. Make sure the person that you like understands everything about you. Understands, like, yeah, like if you want to keep secrets, well, what kind of secrets? If they're gonna hurt, then what's the point? Yeah, when we're like, it's supposed to make the world a better place. Like, truly, if we're not the only ones here, it's animals, it's other things that are here that we are affecting. Yeah. uh, um I forgot where this is going, but I don't want to be here. The more I stay, the more damage I'm doing to my soul. But hey, I have more opportunities on the other side, and they're just getting ready for me. And the other day I saw a car that was just fucking glittered up. Like, wow. I cannot help to think that I have a part in that. Um, so, these teachers are definitely getting away with murder and genocide. And going to court yesterday, and it was my mom's turn. Um, she won't make it in jail either. She'll probably have a heart attack. Because I see people in wheelchairs in jail. They don't care. People who are detoxing in jail, and they're not, like, that's not a place to detox off of in jail. You need nature. That's suppressing. You're sleeping. Yes, when I was in jail, I had to go in there. I had to go in there to see concrete. Certain spirits can't get out. I'm counting the fucking window. I'm counting shit because Freemasons and Illuminati, they like portals. So secretly, you kind of like piggyback off of people who are open in there. So I know I probably brought out a lot of spirits or helped them out. Um, the dream state is one of them. Um, orange is dark. Yep. Um, I or yeah, Elvis Presley brings in Orange County, and for some reason a clock. There's a clock. It looked like kind of like a 60s theme, and it just reminded me of Elvis for some reason. I'm like, huh. And I just went to the wellness center, and some girl brought up Elvis, and so I'm like, okay. But either way, I think either way, I would have brought him up anyways when I thought of the clock. So I'm like, okay, well, there's a connection. There's a pull there. And my throat was closing up, and right now my throat is closing up, so they're connecting me. It is the same. In Chapman University. Man, I want to walk away. I want to walk more sometimes, but my feet and just the time and just like, man, I got so much. It's like Alice in Wonderland, the White Rabbit. I'm late. I'm late. I feel like that. Even now, I feel like that. I'm tired. I do have to rest. Um, I don't need medication. I need people in my past to tell the fucking truth. Oh, and I do those synchronicities, my witchcraft, my synchronicities are going to be people who look alike, like identical. So I think that's pretty cool. So the person right now, like the person that just that talked to me recently, and he's a warlock himself. Um, but he brings in demons too. So I think that's pretty cool. And my dad is showing me him a lot. Um, at court, when I first went to court for the protest, the vandalizing protesting thing for handprints and chalk for the school district, there was a guy that looked like the Jonathan Stephen, um, and he was a sheriff, and he looked like him. I'm like, oh, that is so funny. And so it begins, and then yeah, it's like a mere thing, cloning, like Clone Wars. And I remember too when I had to take Bruce to the pound, there was a guy looked exactly like my dad, but shorter. And I thought that was hilarious. Like, no way. Like, I'm like, my dad knew. I had to take, my dad was ready for him, like, my dad knew. But it gave me a mixed feeling like, okay, so does that mean my dog is going to be dead? Or is my dog going to be taken care of by, like, I was looking for everything for like Great Dane service, Great Dane help, like someone to take in Great Danes. It was hard. And I was running out of time. And I got no help, no nothing. And I'm like, fuck. And I asked the pound, like, please, like, I know the older dog, like, he's still puppy, but he's big. And people don't have a hard time for it because these fucking apartments don't take big dogs. So, like, please help him. Like, I don't want him to get killed. And, so they're like, well, maybe he could, maybe, there'll be something, And, I don't know, but that was confusing. That part was confusing if he was, like, I asked, like, Dad, like, so what's the outcome of that? It wasn't for me to find out at the moment. It was just for me to get, yeah, it was undecided at the moment. So they left me with that. And I couldn't dwell on it. I just had to mark it, a memory, and just go. And my dad marked it that way for a reason. Lauren Tapia needs to remember he was there. Lauren Tapia knew, and my dad was there at the pound. Like, my throat was closing up. And I do remember when I got back in the car, I thought like Lauren left the window open, like it was only supposed to be for a little bit. Like Lauren left like the wind like half of like he was supposed to leave the kids' windows open more if they were in the car. And my window should have been all the way down. When I got back, my window was not rolled down, and their window was only halfway down. Like it wasn't fully down. And I don't remember if his window was rolled down or not. But that pissed me off that Lauren wasn't watching the kids. Here I am trying to put this dog, trying to. I keep forgetting to put, and I don't like to say it, and I have to say it. The reason, boys, you were in the car, because I find out that my aunt was abusing the dog. Not just my aunt, but my Uncle Mark and Scott and whoever was in the fucking house. So then Bruce didn't know who to trust. Didn't know who to trust. This freaking Great Dane. I wanted a big dog because my dad. And when I got back in the car, I was so pissed. It brought me back to the babysitter when I was when I was being taken care of with the babysitter. And I'm like, no, no more. I ain't gonna do this. So if we ever get a family dog again, I'm gonna make sure we are ready for that dog, and this is not gonna happen again. No more. I can't do this shit. My boys, when we were in Riverside and the Corona pandemic happened, I was like, fuck yeah. And I wanted the dog. I wanted the dog. We're looking for it, looking for it, planning on it, planning. Believe me, boys, it was getting closer. I felt it. And you calling with a duck. But even though things have changed and it wasn't used to be how things used to be, you have to look back on it and realize I was telling you shit. I was telling you things, boys. Like what my dad was doing to me, telling me stories. And I was telling you the stories. And I was showing you need to be ready, be prepared. Colin, when you went on that field trip, this is a good experiment. This is not experiment. This is a good example. How both of your field trips, Anthony and Colin, take that field trip that you guys went, the same field trip, take it and learn from it. That was the ancestors talking to you, boys. Colin, you remember how fucking horrible I was with Anthony? I wasn't. I was like, I was so like, I'm like, I don't know how you're gonna do with your field trip. I, I was so scared because of the phone incident. I was so scared because I'm like, you're surrounded by by people you think are your friends. The last minute, I was letting you go. And I knew I did the right thing. Like, I packed everything. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it like constantly in my head about you going to the science camp. Like, should you go? Should you not go? Because you did steal my phone, but I didn't get told right. I didn't get properly, like, the principal knew. The principal didn't tell me on time. She was going to wait until after the science camp. And that was like not acceptable for me because that wasn't the right punishment for you. And I knew taking it away from you was like over the top. And it's like, she we could have handled it better. The principal and me could have handled it better, but the principal went behind my back and took it into her hands. She should have told me. Because I was there. I was there. She's like, oh, I forgot. I brought it up to her. I found out. I went up to her. Oh, I forgot. No, you didn't. But you proved to me, Colin, you had everything organized. What I taught you, everything organized. So all I had to do was just get the duffel bag, put everything in there that you could need, that I thought maybe Anthony, because Anthony had a summertime. Here I am thinking, like, thinking you're gonna be okay. I didn't even check the fucking weather at the time because Anthony was just like, usually I'm good about that. I mean, you had your things, you had what you needed, but you didn't have like really comfortable, like, you had a sleeping bag and you had all that stuff, but you didn't have like triple layers. You weren't ready for the snow. That I tell you, I did not prepare you for the snow. So that, but my son, I was so proud of you, and I saw all your things. Like, I was just laughing, like, oh my god, I can't. I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to hold you, but I'm so scared too. So I rushed down to school and I told him, all right, he's getting on the bus. Here's his bag, everything he needs. Um, yeah, I hugged you. Have fun. I was a mess, but I was more happy. I was more proud of you because you had everything organized, and and I know that I should respect you even more so. And I know that this was the fucking teacher and principal's doing, and they hurt me more than anything. That pushed me more to taking you boys out of school and teaching you for myself. If I can't be a medicine woman, if I can't be this Hyoka that my ancestors wanted me to be, then I'm going to be a mom teaching my kids and being my own teacher for my own kids. Shame on these teachers, shame on the principal, shame on anybody who knows that I'm going through this shit but didn't want to do anything about it. I want nothing to do with you guys. Nothing. I have no desire to live. My day is coming. My death is coming. I'm manifesting my own death. However that's going to be, it's going to be grand. I'm celebrating. And I'm hearing like, Michael, 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 like a lot. And that, like, Michael Jackson comes up for me when that funny sound comes on. Like, I mean, like, in that. These tarot readers are running away, and they can't come back. These tarot readers, they are involved in the gossip and the human sex trafficking. I'm going around the city and I'll tell human sex trafficking. No, what is that? Oh, I had no idea. Oh, those massage parlors. That's what they be doing. Oh wow, I didn't know. Yeah, really? Teachers? Oh, I didn't know that. Teachers get their drugs from the kids. I believe Eric. I don't know who. Your cousin Eric was getting drugs for somebody, and Rick was buying drugs off of Eric, his nephew. And I'm like, what the, you're just supporting that, all right? But yet you don't want to help him when he's battling depression or suicidal thoughts. You run away from that and you're like, oh, he needs to see some kind of professional help. Yeah, okay. Rick. Oh, and Dan. The way you fucking yelled at Isaiah and Noah for doing weed. Your 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 mother. Your ancestors are just fucking living with you because you used Isaiah and Noah. Like, you gave these kids so much shit. So much fucking hell. And you're doing the same shit, but you're in their medical. It's like good versus evil. There is good mental health care workers, but people like you who pretend to be good mental health care workers, but secretly you're fucking over me. Yeah, you make a lot of sense. And I've been seeing a lot of fucking your clones a lot in the courtroom. So I'm like, that's funny. Anyways, I see like your people's hands don't lie. When like hands and eyes for me are big. I'll look at your hands and I'll see your hands, and if your hands are like, yeah, especially my Uncle Jerome's. I think my Uncle Jerome's hands. To me he got a pedophile hands now. Like, that's how I consider that. I want to throw up. Cause Dan, your hands to me look like his hands, and I'm just like, oh. And I feel like, as sad as it is, but when you got in the motorcycle accident, I kind of felt like happy and sad. Like, you got what you got. I was mad because I wasn't gonna get, like, if you would have died, I wouldn't got my fucking closure. I would have died with that fucking, like, fuck. But then I told you, so what do you do now? Like, are you more grateful? Or are you more regretful? Like, what's your outcome on life now? And in the back of my head, I'm like, you're gonna say sorry to me, right? You're gonna say sorry to me, right? No, you're a little bitch and you could say sorry to me. So it's like your healing process on your leg and everything. By the way, when you're in the hospital, my dad wants me to bring up, he was there, and I remember we're going to my sister's wedding. We were on our way to my sister's wedding, and maybe was it or vacation? I'm not sure. I don't remember now. I believe it was my sister's wedding. Anyways, Adam was in there, and Abraham was in there. The two I do not like either. They never liked me. The friends. And they haven't seen me in a long time, and I remember one of them went like wow or something like that. And not like wow, like just like wow, you changed a lot, or wow, like you don't look the same. And I remember I told Lauren this information because he knew I didn't like him, but Lauren liked him. Lauren, to me, he said he liked him. Wait, I don't know. Anyways, I said something like, and Lauren got pissed. Lauren got mad. So I started feeding into that shit. And then it turns out like Lauren starts trying to pick up hate for them. And Abraham and Erica. Erica is related to Daniel's, the Escamilla family. And now Abraham is also, oh, that's where he gets it, because Abraham is related to Walter, isn't it? Dad, help me out with this connection. Yeah, so anyways, when my friend Matt passed away, I kind of wasn't sure if he was in undercover or not, but he was still under contract for something. Yeah, he's under contract. He's still under contract. Um, Child Protective Services. He just linked me up to Child Protective Services. So I was right. I have no idea if they do this, but I do know somebody from Child Services, somebody was watching me as a child around my house, spying on me. Sometimes I would get lookalikes. Mandy and Michelle, remember there was a guy, was a Cormany? Yeah, it was a Cormany, and he came, and you guys were interacting with the Cormany. Anyways, my boys, I'm against the United States. That's all I can say. Because I feel like I'm a better teacher than all these other teachers that are in school right now, pretending to be there, pretending to be for the kids, but they're really not. They're actually having double lives, multiple lives, trying to get away because this human sex trafficking is the school and the churches. It's family court. Now the military is all in the same shit fest. Meanwhile, it's a takeover. Meanwhile, Mother Nature's not going to stop this fucking earthquake that's going to happen. We don't have no clean water, no food, no nothing. I love you, boys. See you, boys soon.